yeah, so that's about the time I didn't want to sleep in my room anymore. Hey guys, so I thought I would just sit down today and film this video. I realized that a lot of my videos are kind of more scripted. Not that I'm not like being myself, but you know, there's stories and I have, you know, my draft of things I need to say to you guys. So I thought I would just sit down, no script, no nothing, and just talk. I have my tea ready. If I have my tea for a video, like, I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready to tell the story. I gotta stay hydrated. I'm really into it. I got you. Like, I'm ready. The video today is gonna be about kind of my New York paranormal experiences, which I haven't had a whole ton of them, but I thought I'd share them anyway. And one of them, I actually got this really weird voice on a recording one time, and I really wanted to share it on this channel. It still just like freaks me out, and so yeah, let's just get into it. So the first story that I have for you is just a short one that I have to share. It happened a few weeks ago and it had to do with the Ghost app. Now if you're not new to my channel, then you've probably heard of this Ghost app because I made like 2 different videos on it because it's super weird and people get some really weird things come up on it, and I have a whole video on it which I will link down below. So anyways, it was about a month ago and my mom was coming up to visit, and it was about 3 days before she was going to get here, and I was bored in my room, and sometimes when I'm bored I'll just be like, ooh, let's turn it on, let's see what it gets. So I just turned it on and set it to the side, and I picked up a few different words and it said the word Kepler. Kepler, which I've never, like, I'm not just saying this for this video, I have never heard that word before, like, ever. So when it said that, I was like, what? Like, I've probably never ever said that, like, word out loud in my life, ever. It was just a weird word. So it kind of stuck in my head for a few days, and it was just like, I just kept thinking about it. I was like, what the hell is Kepler? What does that mean? So anyways, my mom got here. A few days later, we decided to go to the Woodlawn cemetery. And on the way to the cemetery, we're driving there and we're passing streets, you know, and about 3 streets in, we see a street, and we're driving, and do you want to like guess what the street name was leading into the cemetery? Like, do you want to take a wild guess? Yeah, Kepler Avenue. Excuse me? Like, we were planning to go to the cemetery and the app said Kepler. We're driving to the cemetery and the street leading into the cemetery is Kepler. I was, excuse me, what? I just don't even know how to explain that at all. That was weird, and I was like freaking out in the car, and I got there and I told my mom and I was like, what? It was weird. That just freaked me out. I had to share it with you guys because I don't know how the hell it got the word Kepler and it came up with that, and we were planning to go to the cemetery. Like, just think about that. That just weirds me out. It freaks me out. I don't know how to explain it. Now, a few different weird things have happened since I've lived here, but nothing too extreme. Most of the weird stuff happened back in 2012. Back in 2012, I just, I'm gonna get kind of personal, but I was kind of suffering from a little bit of depression. I mean, it was just a very like mentally sad time for me. I was going through some stuff, and I just know that I wasn't in a positive frame of mind during that time, and I definitely believe 100% that different entities or whatever, they kind of are attracted to that negative energy and they kind of feed off of it. So I honestly, thinking about it, I think I did kind of attract something during that time. After feeling like that for so long, I could tell that my room felt different. It just had this eerie, negative feeling to it. And I just started having some weird things start happening in my house, and mostly in my room. The first one was my aunt was here and she went to use the bathroom in my room. And she starts walking towards my room, and when she gets to about the doorway, I was out on the couch, and she's like, she turns around and she's like, "What?" And she just like looks, and I'm like, what is she talking about? What is she doing? And she just kind of looks around and she's like, okay. And she just keeps walking and goes into the bathroom, uses the restroom, and comes out. And I was like, what was that about? And she's like, she was like in shock. She's like, I swear that when I was walking into your room, that it sounded like you were like right behind me, like whispering, trying to scare me. And I'm like, you couldn't have told me that after I went to bed tonight? Like, how the hell am I supposed to sleep now? But it just freaked me out, and she's never had like an experience like that ever. She says she swears it felt like somebody walked up behind her and like whispered right next to her to try and like spook her. And that was like the first incident that was kind of weird. The second thing that happened that I remember, it was during that same year, and I was down in my room, and my grandfather, he lives in this house also. I live in like this big family home in New York that we've had for like ever. I think my great-grandparents and my aunts and my grandfather moved in here in the 50s. So it's just a family home. We've had it forever. It's very old. But anyways, I was downstairs, and my grandfather has this very distinctive like cough. He just has this like very distinctive like grandpa cough, and he does it multiple times a day, like especially in the morning when he's getting ready. And you can hear it like all throughout the house. Like the walls are thin, you can hear it anywhere, you hear it every day. Like he did it this morning. So anyways, I was home alone back in 2012, and I was downstairs and I heard his cough, and it was very distinct, and I didn't think anything of it. And about 2 seconds later, it hit me. I was like, he's not home. Like, he's been gone at work since 6 a.m. and I was home alone. Like, nobody else was in the house. I was here by myself. Everybody else was at work. It was like 9 a.m. and it just freaked me out. And I told a few people about it. Like, I told my mom about it, and she said that was so weird. And I'm like, I know I heard his cough. Like, I know I heard his cough, and he was not here. He was not home. So about 3 years later, it was 2015, I finally told my aunt about it. And I had never told her, but we were talking about weird stuff, and she kind of laughed, and she's like, you know, that's so weird, because his dad had the same exact cough, and we'd always laugh about it and joke about it growing up because they sounded exactly alike. That just, like, I don't know how to explain that, but I know for a fact I heard that cough. And I know some of you might be like, you know, well, you know, you might have heard something like else, it might be, you know, whatever. Like, I've never heard anything in this house sound like that, like the boiler make that sound, or like something fall over or creak, or like whatever. Like, it was it's a distinct sound, and I know I heard it plain as day, and he was not home. So I don't know how to explain that one. It just is very weird. Here we go. Now, back in that same year of 2012, I had those few weird incidences occur and a few other little things, but nothing that really made me super terrified. But in 2012, I had this urge to start a YouTube channel, which I didn't start until 3 years later, which, while hearing this story, you're probably gonna realize why. So I knew nothing about camera quality, equipment, lighting, nothing. I knew nothing about that in 2012. But I had this little pink Canon camera and I really wanted to start a channel. So I decided that I would see how the quality was. So I decided to go in my room and just make a short video and just see how the quality was. So I stood in front of my dresser, in front of the mirror, and I just recorded a minute-long video. I said a few different weird things in it, and then I said about probably 40 seconds in, I said check 1, 2. I said a few other things, and then I turned the video off. I got done with this video, I went straight to the home computer, plugged it in, and went over my video and just wanted to see how it looked. Now, I pull it up on the computer, start watching it, and about 30 seconds in, you can hear me talking, and you can also hear another voice in the back of mine, like talking also. Like, I'm not joking. It freaked me. Like, I have cold chills right now just thinking about it. Well, I'm hearing this with my headphones on, and I'm sitting there like, just listening to it. It sounded like two voices were talking. I had no radio on. My room was completely silent. So I'm listening to this, and the second that my brain, like the two little wires went zzz, and like connected, and I realized like there's something else talking in this video also. At that very second, I said in the video, check 1, 2. And when I went silent, you can hear like a voice. And I'm gonna play it for you right now.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Yeah. So, if you can't really hear the voice that distinctly in the background, then I'm going to enhance it for you right now. Yeah. Can you hear that? Like, do you hear that? Am I the only one hearing that? I have showed that to so many people, and I'm like, what the hell does that say? And about a year ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down right here, and I'm not going to stop listening to it until I hear and figure out what the hell it said. So I sat there, I listened to it probably a few hundred times, and it just hit me what I think it says. Now, I know it's not like the most clear voice in the entire world, but I hear something, and I'm not going to tell you in this video what I think it says, because I really want your guys' opinions and to hear what you might think it's saying. I also want to make it known that the only editing I did to the clip was I got rid of like some of the background static or humming or anything, and also that if that sound was just humming or static, it would have been gone when I got rid of that. So obviously it was some sort of voice that I picked up. It just freaks me out, and that's why I did not want to film anything in my room for the longest time. And when I first started up this channel, I think if you watch my first video, you might hear me say something like, you know, I hope that I don't get anything freaky on this video. That's what I'm talking about, because that just freaked me out for so long. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you liked it. I just really wanted to sit down today and just talk and share a few more different stories that you guys might like. But I just wanted to also say thank you so much to everyone who has been subscribing and liking, and your guys' comments seriously always make my day. I mean, I wake up in the morning, check YouTube, and I just get the sweetest feedback, and I love hearing your guys' experiences also, and it just always makes my day and inspires me even more to make more videos for you guys. So thank you so much for that. But if you like that video and you're not already subscribed, definitely make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.